Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another brand new video. This is Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. The series continues. It's going on to WrestleMania. There'll be more on that at the end of this video. You can vote on the new save. More on that at the end of this video, so hold on for that. But we're on the road to Elimination Chamber 2021, of course. So we need to really start ramping things up. And of course, this Sunday, it's NXT TakeOver and NXT UK TakeOver. So let's go home for those two. Let's start with Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw this week kicks off with some old school 90s style promos, backstage promos, talking about the Battle Royal tonight. Sami Zayn is involved in the Battle Royal. His first promo for 64. Kofi Kingston's next for a 71. Good promo from Kofi. Xavier Wood cuts a promo for 72. He's out-promoed Kofi Kingston. Xavier Wood, you monster. You monster. Right then. And Damian Priest had a promo for 74. Damian Priest is the best of the lot. Who saw that one come in? The match itself then, it's a 10-man Battle Royal. The winner gets a United States Championship opportunity at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, in the sense that they will join the triple threat. So whoever wins this has to go through Drew McIntyre, the champion, and Keith Lee, the challenger, at Elimination Chamber. So who will walk away with that title opportunity? The winner is The Miz for a 72 rated Battle Royal. So that's a pretty good Battle Royal. Other people involved, as you can see here, Big Show, Cesaro, Damian Priest, Elias, John Morrison, Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, The Miz and Xavier Woods. The Miz eliminates Kofi Kingston last to win the match. Damian Priest got the most eliminations to put him over as well. The final four, Kofi, Priest, Zayn and The Miz wins. The Miz will go on to Elimination Chamber. He was the most popular out of them, really, and he makes sense in the match. 72, good stuff. Okay, Keith Lee got a promo on AJ Styles for 67. It's Lee and AJ tonight in the main event. But not just AJ Styles in this promo. He's complaining here about the disrespect from management. Because this Battle Royal was booked last week, before Keith Lee got his championship opportunity from Drew McIntyre. And Keith Lee is not booked in this Battle Royal. He never was. He wasn't considered for a United States Championship opportunity from Christian. Why? Now you go on to tonight with the main event, and he's against the WWE champion, and he's not being considered for a championship match. It's non-title. Why? Keith Lee is not happy with the disrespect that's been shown to him lately. 67. Interesting. All right, Becky Lynch came out calling out Charlotte Flair. She wants Charlotte Flair, the Raw Women's Champion. Of course, last week's Raw ended with Charlotte being announced as the attacker. We had the evidence. We saw it. Charlotte Flair attacked Becky Lynch. So as we already know, as it stands, it's Becky versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. Becky's got a Rumble win, which means she gets the championship opportunity. Charlotte is the champion right now. In theory, you could tick that box. Let's add a little bit of a wrench in that plan, shall we? So Becky Lynch is calling out Charlotte Flair, who there is absolutely no answer from Charlotte Flair. Instead, out come Shayna Baszler and Bayley. Shayna Baszler and Bayley together, which is a little bit weird, a little bit odd. And they come out trying to convince Becky Lynch to put her championship on the line in a triple threat at the pay-per-view. That's what they want. But they don't seem to get through to Becky Lynch, who is purely focused on Charlotte Flair. Keep trying to call out Charlotte Flair, no answer. In the end, Kairi Sane joins in. And she says, you know what, you guys want a shot against Becky Lynch. I want a shot against you. So why don't we do this 2-on-2? And the tag match is made. Becky and Kairi against Shayna and Baszler. Shayna and Bayley even. That's confusing. 77 for the promo stuff. The match itself gets an 81. Heck of a match. And the winners are the heels. Now, Becky Lynch doesn't take the pin, obviously. Bayley pins Kairi Sane with a Bayley to belly. Bayley 65. Shayna 77, the best of the lot. 70 from Becky Lynch, who was actually off her game. 59 from Kairi Sane. 81 though. Big boost. I'll take it. And that's not all though, because with Kairi down after being pinned, well, the heels make a message to Becky Lynch here. They beat her down and they put her through an announce table for 78. They destroy Becky Lynch. Well, not destroy, but they leave her down and out here, let's say. And yeah, they want the title opportunity. We'll see what happens with that later. Right, we're going to go to a Andrade promo on Aleister Black for 68. That's not great from him, former WWE champion at this point. He's better than that. But Andrade was in action against Humberto Carrillo for a 79. That's much better. He's talented in the ring. 83 from Andrade, 46 from Humberto. Andrade really carries it. Under 10 minutes, all it needed. Andrade wins, gets some momentum going into the Elimination Chamber. Afterwards, Andrade celebrating. When we look up and we go into the rafters, into the darkness, and we can see Aleister Black standing, watching. Andrade and Aleister Black are both part of the Elimination Chamber at the pay-per-view. Andrade is celebrating. Aleister Black is watching in the wings. 71. Bobby Lashley was next in action. He's also involved in the Elimination Chamber. He squashed Grand Metalik here for 64. 73 from Bobby Lashley. Grand Metalik 51. And afterwards, Bobby Lashley is, well, confronted by Braun Strowman. They come face to face for a 79. And Braun wonders about Bobby Lashley. He wonders, he looks at him and he sees that he is a strong man and he is a powerful machine. But is he powerful enough to stop the Strowman train? Is he powerful enough to stop the monster among men? Bobby Lashley answers that question with a spear. He nails a spear, leaves Braun Strowman down, walks away up the ramp. Braun Strowman's eventually to his feet. They stare each other down. And then we pan up again to the rafters where Aleister Black is watching in the darkness and just watching the other Elimination Chamber competitors. 79, good segment there. Very good segment. Right, the United States Champion, Drew McIntyre, was in action for an 82. Great match. 83 from Drew, 54 from Akam. 14 minutes, and Drew defeats Akam with a Scott drop. Claymore, all right, whatever. US title storyline was boosted with it, so that's really good. And an 82 from Akam. Well done to Drew McIntyre. Afterwards, he's cutting a promo on Keith Lee in the ring when he's interrupted by The Miz and John Morrison. Miz, of course, now has his championship opportunity at Elimination Chamber. And they talk about how they're going to take away the title from Drew McIntyre at the pay-per-view. They're walking to the ring as they're talking. They say, you know what? I think we take the title away from him right now. John Morrison is the first to try and get in the ring. The Miz is a little lagging behind. Luckily for him, because Drew McIntyre nails Morrison with a Claymore, which makes the Miz back off the apron. Like, whoa, okay, let's rethink this. McIntyre lays out Morrison for a 78 segment. Yeah, pretty good. Right, let's go to the Raw General Manager office. Christian is on the phone, and we find out that he's on the phone with the Raw Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair, who is not here. That's why she didn't answer the call earlier. She's not here. She's giving Raw the wide berth. The wide berth from Charlotte Flair. She knows Becky Lynch is hunting her down. She wants nothing to do. But Christian says that's not good enough. He needs his Raw Women's Champion here because his Raw Women's Champion is booked to wrestle later tonight. He says you need to get here and you need to get here fast. 64 for the segment. Not bad. Sammy Guevara got a promo on AJ Styles for 48. Woo. That's a gut punch, Sammy Guevara. No need for that. That's 48, not great. The match, though, Sammy Guevara took on Jinder Mahal, the Maharaja, the former WWE champion, for 59. Okay, Sammy Guevara 66, 52 from Jinder Mahal. Hopefully, AJ Styles can do something here because, it needs to be done. Only 4 minutes, though, so it's not too bad. Post-match, Sammy Guevara is celebrating when AJ Styles comes out on the stage and he says, look, I understand why you keep coming after me. I understand why you don't want to just drop back into your island of irrelevance, so to speak. Thanks, Roman Reigns, for that one. He said, I understand why you don't want to go back to your place back in mediocrity. But this is when Guevara gets on the mic, cuts him off, says, look, I get it. You're a coward. You don't want to wrestle someone who's going to beat you. I get it. And he starts to rile AJ Styles up. And AJ Styles falls for it, hook, line, and sinker, and says, you know what, fine. You think you can beat me? Let's do it. let's do it. Elimination Chamber, WWE Championship on the line. I am going to send a message to you. 69, the match then is made. AJ Styles will defend the WWE Championship against Sammy Guevara at the Elimination Chamber. 69 for the segment. Okay, the Psycho Killers, that's Daniel Bryan and Tommaso Ciampa. We probably should change that name, I still don't like it. Cut a promo on Theory and Garza ahead of their match, which is next. 68 for the promo, and the match itself gets an 81. The matches are killing it tonight. 69 from Ciampa, 87 from Daniel Bryan, 59 from Garza, 65 from Austin Theory. And yeah, really good 81 match. Daniel Bryan pins Austin Theory with a jumping knee drop. Whatever, the running knee does the business. Bryan carried it, 81. These two look good going into the pay-per-view. But these guys, Theory and Garza, are obviously AJ's boys. So post-match, AJ Styles tries to get himself involved in a 3-on-2 attack. Seems to have Bryan and Ciampa down when we pan up. And all of a sudden, we pan up to find Aleister Black, who's no longer in his position. The lights go out, the lights come back on, and Aleister Black is in the ring, evening the odds. A black mass to Angel Garza, a black mass to Austin Theory. He goes face to face with AJ Styles, who slowly backs away and out of the ring. Aleister Black has saved Daniel Bryan and Tommaso Ciampa here. Interesting. 78. Right. I have clicked next segment. There we go. Charlotte Flair arrives at the arena. She's in her street clothes, so to speak, and she's about to go get changed. Chris said, no, you're too late. You had a chance. You're too late. You're going to have to wrestle in that. 73 for the segment. The match itself then, it's Charlotte Flair against Liv Morgan for a 78. Wow, that's done much better than I thought it would. 76 from Charlotte Flair. Liv Morgan, 49. 78. Very interesting. 8 minutes and Charlotte Flair wins with a figure 4. She's in her street clothes though here. Post-match, the music of Becky Lynch hits. Charlotte Flair is whoa. Not happy. Becky Lynch comes out here. She's limping after the attack from earlier tonight, but she doesn't get far. She doesn't get to the ring because on the stage, attacking, they knew it was going to happen. They knew as soon as Charlotte Flair was wrestling, Becky Lynch would come out. So Shayna Baszler and Bayley are there again to attack Becky Lynch, and this time a double powerbomb off the stage leaves Becky Lynch in a real mess for a 70 rated segment. We will pick up on that still later. There's still more to come from this. Right, a couple of matches for next week then. We're going to do Drew McIntyre versus John Morrison. John Morrison looking to soften up Drew McIntyre for The Miz. Ahead of the Elimination Chamber triple threat. That should be very interesting. And about this for a 6-man tag. Garza, Theory, and AJ Styles will team together against Daniel Bryan, Tommaso Ciampa, and Aleister Black. We just saw the save from Aleister Black. Well, let's do a 6-man. I think it'll do really well. I think this match will do really well. But that's not going to be the main event, I don't think. How's about this for a main event? A hoss battle. A big hoss battle. It's Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. We're doing it next week. That should be big. Bobby Lashley then cut a promo on Braun for a 74. Good promo from Bobby Lashley. That's a surprise to me, but I will absolutely take it. Decent promo. And from there we go to the doctor's office. Becky Lynch is in the doctor's office. She's getting seen to. Christian comes in trying to check on her, and Becky just says one thing. She says, look, I don't care what I have to do. I don't care what you have to do. Make the match. It's quite clear what's wanted here. It's quite clear what's wanted. So we make the match. A triple threat match with a title shot on the line. The WrestleMania title shot on the line at Elimination Chamber. A spanner in the works right there. Okay, Drew McIntyre came down to ringside. He's doing commentary on the main event. He's getting a closer look at Keith Lee. The match itself then, AJ Styles versus Keith Lee. We've had some good matches tonight. Can this be the best of the lot? Let's find out. AJ Styles versus Keith Lee gets a 72. Well, who would have thought that would have been the match that let us down? An 82 from AJ, Keith Lee 68. Let's talk about the finish though. AJ pins Keith Lee after a distraction from Drew McIntyre. Now, it's not quite how it sounds. So AJ and Drew McIntyre get into an argument at ringside, which distracts Keith Lee. Keith Lee says to Drew McIntyre. Just stay out of my business. And Keith Lee turns into the springboard 450, the phenomenal forearm, I'm going to say, and the pin. AJ wins. AJ scarpers out the ring. Keith Lee gets to his feet, and he's arguing with Drew McIntyre in the ring. Keith Lee slaps Drew McIntyre across the face. A real sign of disrespect from Keith Lee to the United States champion. So that earns him a big Claymore for an 80 rated segment. End the show. Drew McIntyre walks away not happy with Keith Lee. Keith Lee has been laid out by Drew McIntyre. It's getting a bit tasty. 80 rated segment. That main event's going to bring us down. That's a hell of a shame. 75 rated Raw. That's disappointing because you've got some really good matches. How is that match there done better than that? Right, game. Whatever. 81 there. Are you really telling me Drew McIntyre and Akam is a better match than AJ Styles and Keith Lee? Whatever. Right, main event this week kicks off with Murphy defeating Cedric Alexander in under 8 minutes with a Murphy's Law. 60 from Murphy, 54 from Cedric. Another win for Murphy. 62 is pretty good actually for these two. Pretty pleased with that. Afterwards, he cut a promo for 64, hyping himself up. And yeah, good stuff. Braun Strowman cut a promo on Bobby Lashley ahead of Raw's main event for 73. That's good. Bayley cut a promo on Becky Lynch for 60. That's not as good. And then Bayley defeated Natalya for 57. Okay, not bad. Okay. Bayley carried it. Didn't click, and it kind of brought it down a little bit. But yeah, not too bad. Oscar cut a promo on Sonya for 58. Wow, that's not great. Oscar and Sonya go one-on-one for the Women's Championship this week on Smackdown. Should be pretty big. Kevin Owens got a promo on Big E for 68, vowing to win the championship at the Elimination Chamber. Kevin Owens was in action against Elias for 65. That's harsh to me, but okay. KO wins with a pop-up power bomb. Couple more promos. Sammy on AJ Styles for 51. Not good from him. Roman Reigns got a promo on Ricochet for 72. He's telling Ricochet that he's got the champion on Friday, but he doesn't have the main event. He doesn't have the big dog. He doesn't have the tribal chief. 72. Fine. The main event then is Aleister Black against Bobby Roode for 76. Great main event. Better than Keith Lee and AJ Styles. I'm not bitter. 77. Aleister Black. 51. Robert Roode. Gives us a 74 rated main event. I'm not bitter. Okay, NXT this week comes from New England and it kicks off with Cameron Grimes joining the commentary for the opening matchup. This could have been a main event, but it's opening the show. It's Pentagon Jr. versus Kyle O'Reilly, 54 for the commentary, and the match itself gets us a 71. Whoosh. For NXT, that's pretty good. Pentagon Jr. 71, Kyle O'Reilly 66. Pentagon Jr. defeats Kyle O'Reilly with a top rope Styles clash. Jesus Christ, Kyle O'Reilly's neck will be hurting for days. There's just no need for that, Pentagon Jr. Wow, 71. Good match. Very good match. Afterwards, Cameron Grimes gets in the ring and he offers Pentagon Jr. something. He offers something pretty big. He says, look, he wants to raise the stakes. He doesn't want to have a match at TakeOver. He wants to raise the stakes. So how's about this? When Cameron Grimes beats Pentagon Jr., Pentagon Jr. will become Cameron Grimes' employee for a whole month. The Virgil to his Ted DiBiase, you could say. Pentagon Jr. says, you know what? Fine. I agree. However, if I win, I want $100,000 from your pocket. Cameron Grimes, he's too rich to say no to that. He's like, absolutely. He's happy. He agrees. That's how we end the segment with them face to face. 64. That's pretty good. Dakota Kai cuts a promo on Tegan Knox for 51. Dakota and Raquel offer to throw Tegan Knox a going away party tonight. As far as they're concerned, this is Tegan Knox's last night on NXT TV. We'll see. 51. Santos Escobar was in action against Danny Burch for 33. Not great. 46 from Santos, 30 from Danny Burch. 6 minutes. Santos wins. Move on. Afterwards, he got a backstage promo for 50. Much better. Hyping himself and the Cruiserweight division. Right. From there, let's go to William Regal, who's joined by Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong's in the main event tonight against Matt Riddle, but Roderick Strong is complaining, saying, look, I know what's going to happen. Adam Cole is going to get himself involved. And William Regal said, listen, when Adam Cole's been involved in matches over the past few weeks, you've gotten yourself involved. So guess what, son? You've made your bed. You can lie in it. William Regal not helping Roderick Strong here. 72. Adam Cole gimmick getting stale. We'll have to change that. That's fine. Now we went to a pre-taped promo. Lince Dorado in particular. But what we see is Lince Dorado sat on a chair in a dark room, head down, towel over his head. Of course, Bandido stole Lince Dorado's mask last week. So he not got a mask, and he's cut a promo talking about how a mask is a lucha's identity. And now he doesn't have an identity. He needs to find a new identity. 46, Lince Dorado is changing course a little bit, it seems. Okay, from there we're going to go to Johnny Gargano, cutting a promo on Pete Dunne for 71. He's got a ladder match against the North American champion at TakeOver, which should be pretty good. Gargano took on Oney Lorcan for 77. Johnny Gargano put an in-ring performance of 85. I really feel like Gargano and Dunne in a ladder match could be incredible, and I really hope it is. 5 minutes and a pinfall win for Johnny Gargano. Good stuff. Afterwards, he wants to send a message to Pete Dunne, who isn't here tonight. Gargano, he's got a ladder, and he sort of puts Oney Lorcan in the middle of the ladder, puts the ladder down on him, climbs another ladder, and hits a leg drop from the top, Jeff Hardy style, you could say, really causing problems for Oney Lorcan, and a message to Pete Dunne ahead of their ladder match at TakeOver. Okay, pretty good. Viking Raiders, War Raiders, cut a promo on the North for 62. Their match is next. Ivar's got a gimmick that's getting stale, so that needs changing. It's the North versus the War Raiders tonight. It's a triple threat at TakeOver, but it's a tag match here tonight, and it ends with a win for the Viking Raiders for 76 when Ethan Page intentionally got disqualified. That's right. The North are not holding back, intentionally get disqualified, continue to beat down the War Raiders post-match, which brings out the save from the big beefy boys. I'm never doing that again. That was awful. And then the North are beaten down and run off, but that leads to the big beefy boys and War Raiders going face to face in the ring with the championships between them. And yeah, let's just say the War Raiders did not like being saved. 61. Okay. The Way were in action. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell defeating Mia Yim and Shotzi Blackheart for 52. Just a match to get them going. Pretty good. And from there we went to the going away party, right? Well, the going away party. Tegan has a going away party tonight. Dakota and Raquel are in the ring. There's presents all around. They check all the presents because this is wrestling. And it gets interrupted by Tegan Nox on the Titantron in the parking lot, egging Dakota and Raquel on. So Dakota says to Raquel, you deal with it. You go, you deal with it. Raquel does just that. She goes to the backstage area, and Tegan Nox has got the plan, a steel pipe to be exact, and she's attacking Raquel Gonzalez, and she throws Raquel Gonzalez through the windscreen of a car in the parking lot. That gets rid of Raquel, so out comes Tegan Nox looking for Dakota Kai, who is freaking out in the ring. Tegan Nox storms down, and as she does, Dakota escapes through the crowd. Tegan Nox more aggressive than ever, and she knows she has to be this aggressive at TakeOver, or her NXT career is over. 49, pretty good. Okay, Finn Balor, the NXT champion, was in action against Tyler Breeze for 76. This could have main evented. Not going to lie, this could have main evented too. But we just wanted to get Balor a win against someone like Tyler Breeze. It's going to help him out. 71 from Balor. 58 from Tyler Breeze. Afterwards, he cut a promo on Matt Riddle for 69, which is pretty good. Matt Riddle cut a promo back for 70, which is pretty good. I did plan on having a Rascals match tonight, but I couldn't quite fit it in. So it's time for the main event. It's Matt Riddle and Roderick Strong. And the winner is nobody. It goes to a no contest, and the game doesn't agree. A 61. It's happened again. 61, right. Roderick Strong 61, Matt Riddle 75. Descends into chaos. Let's talk about the finish. The Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish get themselves involved. And as I say, no contest. It gets thrown out. Adam Cole comes out to try and even the odds a little bit and save the day. Finn Balor's there as well. So it doesn't quite go well for the faces. It seems to be going well for the faces. Finn Balor is destroying Matt Riddle on the outside. As the steel cage starts to lower, we're doing a steel cage match between Strong and Adam Cole at the pay-per-view, and the steel cage starts to lower. I don't know why. We don't know why, but it lowers with Adam Cole stuck in the middle with Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish. And the three hyenas put the boots to Adam Cole, and they lay him out. Roderick Strong laughing at Adam Cole as we end the show with a 68 rated segment. Gives us a 72 rated NXT. We've been saved there by a good tag match and a good Balor Breeze match. And yeah, we've been saved a little bit there because the main event let us down big time. I'll take it and not ask questions. Volta for 51. Poor from Bate, actually. Volta has a gimmick against Sale as well. Okay, 65 for the promo on Tyler Bate. And then it's time for the main event. I missed a promo, but I think it's time for the main event next. 6-man tag action. Volta, Chris Brooks and Noam Dar against Drake Maverick, Tyler Bate, and the Ojmo. Gets us a 71. Wow. Volta's carried it. Noam Dar was the weak link. That right there, I am confident in saying, is the best NXT UK match of the save. And it probably will stay that way. I'll be surprised if that changes. Volta pinned Drake Maverick with a golden bomb. Yeah, pretty good stuff. And Volta gets the win for his team. Afterwards, the Ojmo and Chris Brooks fight up the ramp. They're the rivals there. Noam Dar skulks away happily, pleased with the victory. And that leaves Tyler Bate on his own with Imperium. And it does not go well for Tyler Bate. Beaten down 3-on-1, softening him up ahead of Bate versus Volta and NXT UK TakeOver Insurrection coming this Sunday. Right, 64. Really good NXT UK. I'll check it, but that could be one of our best. What a match. What a match. Smackdown this week kicks off with a 78 rated tag team matchup. It's the Disciples against Alpha Enigma. We hyped it last week. We start the show this week. Seth and Murphy beat Chad Gable and Jeff Hardy. Now that may surprise a few, and I don't quite like doing it, but it'll make sense when you see that the distraction is from Jey Uso. So the champions distract their recent challengers, giving Seth Rollins, a Universal Championship contender, a win. 78. It all makes sense. 78 from Rollins carried it. 67 from Jeff was pretty good. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Good start to the show. After the match, Seth Rollins cut a promo on Big E for 71. Good stuff. Right. Sasha Banks will be back next. Before that, we have a promo from Alpha Enigma, and they make a challenge to you. So they say, look, let's finish this. Let's finish this once and for all. And let's finish this at the Elimination Chamber. The SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line in a submission match. 65. We'll see if the Usos respond later. Sasha Banks, though, is back on SmackDown after losing her title at the Royal Rumble. It's her first appearance back on SmackDown. She cuts a promo on Sonya Deville for 66 when she's interrupted by Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans, one half of the SmackDown of the Women's Tag Team Champions. So, at least a match between Sasha and Lacey Evans. 66 for the segment. Gives us a 53 rated match. Sasha's got an injury, though, so that's what's really dragged it down. We tried to keep it short. 4 minutes, bank statement, job done. Let's get out of there. Right, we went to Roman Reigns' locker room. Let's get interesting, shall we? Roman Reigns' locker room, and in walks, and allowed to walk in by Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns says to Seth Rollins, look, I've done you a favour. You're talking about Jey Uso getting involved in the tag match. He said, I've done you a favour. Now it's time for you to repay that favour. 7 to 8 segment. Let's see what happens. Rhea Ripley defeated Peyton Royce for 61. Very good match considering a 54 and a 55. Peyton was off a game, boosted to a 61. Can't complain it. I'll just take it. Very good match. She got a promo on Sonya Deville afterwards for 54, outlining her intentions to win the Smackdown Women's Championship. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso got a promo on the Alpha Enigma team for 70, and they accept the challenge. The match is made for the Elimination Chamber submission match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That should be very, very, very interesting. Right. Randy Orton was in action against Akira Tozawa for 79. Good match. 81 from Orton carrying it. 51 from Akira. The RKO ends the ninja, and he's done. Yeah, good match for Randy Orton. Fine. Asuka cut a promo on Sonya Deville for 70. Better promo than our main event, so that's good to see. And from there, we went to Roman Reigns in action. Roman Reigns was in action against Kalisto for an 80 rated match. Well done, but you can see the finish had Seth Rollins involved. Roman Reigns got the win despite botched interference from Seth Rollins, who was hoping to help Roman Reigns out, return the favour. Thank you. It didn't quite work. Roman Reigns gets the win anyway, though, with an 81 performance and an 80 rated match. After the match, all out chaos between two heel stables. The Bloodline, Roman Reigns and the Usos, destroy the Disciples for 73. That's right. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso destroy Seth Rollins, Shelton Benjamin and Murphy. 73. Interesting. Okay, KO cut a promo on Big E for 67, which is pretty good. And it's announced that next week, Big E will have another big test. Big E at the moment is running the gauntlet. He got Ricochet tonight. Next week, he's got Kevin Owens. Rematch from the Royal Rumble should be very, very, very interesting. But that's not all. The women's tag team titles will be on the line next week. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair will team together to take on Value. That's Carmella and Lacey Evans. And finally, we'll also have this one. Randy Orton against Montez Ford next week on SmackDown. Right, it's time to put the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Sonya Deville defending the belt for the first time since she cashed in her Money in the Bank at the Royal Rumble against Asuka. Your winner. And still SmackDown Women's Champion Sonya Deville. 78 rated match. Potentially could have main evented that, but it didn't. Modified Gogo Plata for submission. Okay, whatever. Interference, though, from Tessa Blanchard, who seemingly is targeting Asuka. And she's given Sonya the win here, but afterwards Tessa lays out Sonya too, making it clear she wants to be the alpha of the division, so to speak, you could say. 78. Okay, pretty good. Right, let's move on. Ricochet got a promo on Big E for 17. The main event then sees the Intercontinental Champion against the Universal Champion. And it gets us an 89. My God. We started this episode with Keith Lee and AJ Styles disappointing us. We end the episode with the best match of the save so far. And it doesn't even have a clean finish. Big E pins Ricochet using the ropes for leverage. 80 from Big E, 86 from Ricochet, boosted to an 89. No words on that. No words are necessary. Afterwards, Big E continues his beatdown of Ricochet. Mustafa Ali comes down to ringside to try and save his tag team partner, but he eats a chair shot to the back and he is destroyed too. But the man making the real save is when the lights go out, they come back on, and Bray Wyatt is in the ring with Big E, and he lays out the Universal Champion with his sister Abigail. The Royal Rumble winner, Bray Wyatt, makes his, well, presence felt here for an 87 rated segment. Wow. We end the show then with that. An 86 rated SmackDown. My God. My Jesus Christ. An 89 rated main event, an 86 rated SmackDown, the best match we've done, and the best show we've done in the save by some distance. That was unexpected. And that's it then, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about NXT UK. There was an issue with Twitch where I didn't download the VOD until the day afterwards, and they'd muted the a bit of NXT UK for some reason. There was no music playing, but there was just before, so I think there was an overlap. That's a bit of an issue, but that's a shame. But this Sunday you'll have all the NXT UK you can handle when it is NXT UK TakeOver Insurrection, as well as NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. So 2 big NXT pay-per-views coming for you this Sunday on the channel. Make sure you've liked and subscribed so you do not miss out. Hit the bell if you want to hit the bell. And yeah, before we go, I'm going to throw back to Pascal from about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, who's got news of the new save or a potential new save. You guys can make the choice. Until then, peace. So, as many people may know, this save is only going until WrestleMania, which means we have to start looking ahead. And when I look ahead, I'm going to give you 3 options. 3 options. I've narrowed it down to 3 options, 3 saves I'd like to play. So you guys get to choose what we do next. There will be a poll in the description below. And here are your options. Right, number 1 is the WWF, or it will be WWE, which is what I'd call them, from 1993, and in specific, the first ever Monday Night Raw. We're going to kick off the Monday Night Raw. We're going to turn it into what we want it to be, and it's quite an interesting landscape at the time because it's January 1993, which means the Nature Boy Ric Flair is still in the company. I'd love to try and get him to stay if we do this save. You got Mr. Perfect. You got Bret Hart as WWE champion. You've got Razor Ramon coming up. Taker's there. Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan are still there. Shawn Michaels is on the rise. Marty Jannetty's still there. We could actually do something with him rather than letting him fall by the wayside, potentially, depending on drugs, obviously. But there is a lot of potential with this save. We take it forward and see what difference we do. There's Yokozuna as well. Forgot about Yokozuna. So there's a lot to do, and a new television empire was born with Monday Night Raw. How different could we make it? That is option number 1. Now option number 2 is a different company. It's WCW 1995, and in specific, like I said again, the first Monday Nitro. I really am intrigued by a WCW save because I've never been a big fan of WCW in the sense of I've never watched enough of it. So it's completely new ground for me. It's a clean slate. So WCW 1995 could be very interesting as we take the fight to the WWF or the WWE, and we see if we can make WCW the #1 company in the world, similar to what they did. But can we do it, and can we sustain it? It's potentially an amazing save to do. So if WCW is your thing, vote for number 2. And finally, option number 3 is the most modern option of the lot. It comes from 2010, so still 10 years ago. But we're looking at TNA. Now, TNA, there's a lot of memes about TNA. But at this particular point, it's January 2010, and it looked like TNA were about to have a new start. They had Hulk Hogan coming in, they had Eric Bischoff coming in, and they'd moved to Monday nights. They were going in competition with Monday Night Raw. That sounds scary already. But there's so much to like about this TNA roster at the time. You've got AJ Styles, you've got Bobby Lashley, you've got Samoa Joe in there, Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns. There's a lot to like about the roster, and potentially you could turn them into something amazing. It's a different set than I've ever done. It's the most modern one. It's intriguing though. It is very intriguing. So that's your option number 3. Make sure you do vote, and yeah, I will probably drop this in every video now until WrestleMania. So, yeah, I'm going to make sure you vote because the next save is going to be hugely important.